hostile environment, and the other team shoots 39%, 33 from the three, you've got to be quick laterally. And, so I'm real proud. We've become a total team. In the beginning, it was Joel and DJ. Now it's Jordan, Led, Glenn, guys coming off the bench. We've become a total team. The offense was brilliant, but we just kept saying, look, we're going to continue to try and score. Do not play to lose. Score, score, score. Now, the last 2 minutes, I wish they would have used a little more clock. But I want them to keep scoring and obviously play the defense they did. They did a great job. We had a record-high deflections of 38 tonight, and that was terrific. So it was a great team victory, a tough environment to play in, and I'm real proud of the guys. You know, Glenn's one of the, like Sim, you know, he plays 7, 8 minutes and you think he played 37 minutes. He's just a great team guy. But now he's doing the things we expected of him. But his personality is so good. He's so team-oriented that he really never thinks about himself. But he's gotten really, really drilled in his mind to be a better offensive basketball player. And what I told him is we work so hard on player development. We take thousands of shots. Come on, man, shoot the ball. And he did. He took it to right from the first play of the game. So Chris is playing terrific basketball as well. But they're all being very aggressive on offense with movement. And, you know, again, we had 17 assists, shot a good percentage. So they're all playing terrific. It's not just one person.
Rick, when you look what DJ did tonight, obviously not his best night shooting the basketball, but 9 assists, just the way he can control a game even when his shots aren't falling. How important is that for your team?
DJ's one of the premier guards in the country. And, you know, in the beginning of the year, my nephew was telling me, all these St. John's fans were saying, he's not good enough to play in the Big East. I said, come on, they didn't say that. He said, I'm telling you, they did. I said, not only is he good enough to play in the Big East, he's good enough to play in the Big 12 or any conference in America. He's one of the premier guards in the country. He's a legitimate NBA prospect because of his size, his leadership, his ability to go by people. He does it every game for us. He never lets up in a practice. Big-time basketball player, one of the premier guards in the country.
Chris, you've been pretty consistently in the starting lineup all season. What do you think has brought about this we're a complete team thing now? How did you guys go from being where you were 3 or 4 games ago to this team?
I would say just consistency. You know, like Coach said, we bring it every day in practice, and you know, sometimes we, like, you know, in those past games we might not have played our best, but you know, we just get to practice, keep grinding hard, and then you know, eventually, you know, we play like tonight. So we started to get it together.
When Taylor plays the way that he did the last 2 games, can you describe, is there some sort of contagious thing that goes on?
I mean, absolutely. It's amazing to see because, I mean, we see it in practice every day. You know, you guys, you know, you're not in practice with us, but we see it every day. So it's just amazing to see, you know, his growth and, you know, he's starting to put it together in the games.
Rick, just from where you are after Seton Hall to, you know, you eke out winning at Georgetown, shoot out 7, didn't play defense well, to where you are now winning 1, 3 in a row here. I mean, where did this...
Well, I think we played a great first half against Seton Hall. And then we just came out. You know, every game has its reasons why you win, why you lose. Tonight, we were just relentless on defense. We were very aggressive on offense. And that half, these guys try so hard. They want to do it badly. And, you know, I know you guys don't believe it, but, you know, what I said was all staged to try and get them to wake the hell up. And they woke up in a big way because they right now are playing great basketball, and we don't. What I told them is, I said, you beat a really good team on the road, but don't let up. You got to keep on improving, keep your goals high, and I think they will because they're a tremendous group to work with.
Rick, not having a game now for a week, the way you guys are playing right now, is that a good thing, a bad thing?
I think it's a great thing because, you know, he's been hurt the whole year, Led. And I'll say this. 95% of people would not play with how banged up he's been. And he says, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Then I see him in the trainer's room jumping in every pool, icing himself down. But he's a tough son of a gun. And but he's playing terrific. Jordan's playing terrific. Sim's improving. We know DJ, Joel, Zuby, they're all giving it. And I think we have so much growth left in us that we can still get a lot better.
Glenn, in terms of the way that you've been playing, you know, it sounds like everybody feels like you've been exceptional at practices, and then in terms of being in the games, it's been a little bit inconsistent. You know, can you sort of describe like going from where you were just a couple of weeks ago to being a regular starter and playing big minutes and playing such a big role?
I feel like I just came to the decision to keep it short and just worry about winning. I feel like that helped me a lot. Going into the games, just worry about my defense and just let my offense do whatever. That was my main focus.
Chris, what's Rick's comments after seeing Paul wake up call?
Of course. I mean, I say it all the time. I know his statements were out of love. You know, he loves us. He cares for us and just wants us to reach our full potential, and he tells us all the time. So when he says those type of things, we just take it as tough love. We don't take it personally.
What do you think? I mean, what has happened to where, you know, you guys look like you did maybe even better than you did early in January when you had that 4-1 start and you were, you know.
Aren't you supposed to? As you get close to March, aren't you supposed to play better?
From that great start to the.
But you're supposed to improve. This is the Big East. I think what you have to realize, we played Connecticut at Connecticut to the wire. We got a tough call in the last play of the game when Jordan got fouled. We played Creighton to the wire. You know, we've played great basketball all year, but there's all these guys are new. They're just getting to know each other. But you're supposed to really get better at the end of February, leading into March. And, you know, these guys, they're fun to coach. We have a lot of laughs together, a lot of fun together, but they're warriors. You know, I said to Glenn, I had a whole motivational speech to give Glenn. I said, sit down. Listen, son, I need you more than this. I need you to rebound better. I need you to play great defense. I need you to do what you did at Oregon State, get to the rim and score. And then I was going to give him a huge motivational speech. He just stood up in the middle of my conversation, said, I got you, Coach. It'll happen. And he just walked out. So he blew my whole speech that I practiced all night on.
In terms of, you know, it was all staged and you've gotten results. Why did you think that was going to be the thing that would work with this group?
I knew if we didn't get better defensively, it was over. It was over. All we were doing is fouling. We weren't stopping people, and I knew it was over. And, you know, I think these guys know, and Chris knows, and Glenn knows, maybe because it's the grandfather in me now, but there's nobody that loves a basketball team like I love these guys. Nobody. So I do things necessary to help them. These guys all want to play some form of professional basketball. If I let them relax and don't reach their potential, then I'm not a good. It's time for me, like Al McGuire said, when you reach a stage and you're afraid to get on your players, it's time for you to retire. And he did retire. So they're great. They know how much I love them. I tell them all the time. I'm not in this for me. I'm in it for them. And as long as they understand that, we're going to have a good ending to the season.
Rick, a bigger picture question, I guess, but I don't think we'll talk to you before you guys play DePaul. The net rankings seems like they benefit teams who win by decisive margins. Is that going to be a topic for you guys?
You know,
forward?
I'll say this. Everybody thinks if I say something critical about the NCAA, I'll read it that Pitino lashes at the NCAA. I'm not lashing. I'm not ripping at all. I feel the NCAA does a lot of great things. And just so you understand, we are the NCAA. Coaches, we are the NCAA. But I feel they've always been reactive, going back to the young man who said he goes hungry at Connecticut, and then they changed the refueling station so the kid can eat. They're not proactive. Joe Lunardi wrote an article today, I think it was today, about expanding the tournament. I've been a big proponent of that for so long. What the NCAA has left is March Madness. They can't control football at all. So why not make March Madness bigger and better? And so I agreed with Joe's article 100%. So I don't look at the net. I'm not sure I'm a big believer in that, the net. But I'm not a those guys. We have a guy on our bench, Jason Fortin, who follows everything. He sits with his computer all night long and just gives us all those metrics. But we've been a good net all season long. This was a great road win. And we're playing our bench. We're doing a lot of great things. So all I want to do is go into that Big East playing our best basketball and let the chips fall where they may.
Zach, last one. For you, regular players, you mentioned the defense. You knew you had to get it better.
Well, what I love the most about it is if they make a mistake, Led says, Coach, that's my fault. Right away. That's my fault. Right away. I said, okay, no problem. They all own up to it right away. But I think they've, just like tonight, we got 11 steals because the guys were helping each other on any dribble penetration. Everybody's got each other's back. And our motto's been play 5 versus 4, 4 versus 3, 3 versus 2. What do I mean by that? On a pick and roll, it's not 2 players. It's the third guy coming in to help. And they've been doing a great job with that. Both of these guys now have improved dramatically on defense. Led's gotten a lot better. And like I said, he's been fighting through a lot of pain for us. And he's getting better. And Glenn's becoming a stopper. Glenn's becoming a stopper right now. And that's something we need. But how do you guys feel about the defense?
You nailed it. I feel like we're connected on the defensive side. I feel like we're in the gaps more. We're talking to each other more. I hear guys now. It makes them more comfortable on the defensive side, knowing we're not out there by ourselves.
Yeah, I think we're talking, we're listening to one another, in the gaps, slapping down, and our defense is helping our offense.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go straight to questions for Coach.
Coach, I know you guys still have games to play, but you rewind a few weeks since the win at Creighton. 5 straight losses, 6 of the last 7. In your eyes, what's really been the difference over these last few weeks for your team?
I just think we're really struggling putting halves together. And I felt like at halftime we hadn't played really well, and we cut it to 6, and then we let them take our minds tonight. We were doing things I've never seen us do in my life, and so we got to get that corrected as we move forward here.
Coach, obviously this was an important game, just not even in terms of just postseason, kind of ramifications, but just stopping the losing streak, and to come out with a performance like this, just one of the, more poor performances of the season. Just what would you attribute it to?
I don't know. I don't think we're tired. I just, we for some reason we were just not sure we could never get it. We could never get it back. The travel on DJ, they go down, they hit a 3, we're down 9. It was just like, boom, and they took off on us, and they're obviously a really, really good basketball team, and every time we made a mistake defensively, they made us pay for it.
And Coach Pitino said obviously about his viral moment that he, that with the kind of speech that he gave to his team, that it was planned, that he was trying to get a message across to his team to kind of wake them up, and he said it's worked with kind of the run that they've had. Is there a message, or is there anything you can say to your team to kind of help them flip the switch and the skid that they're on?
Well, as I told him after the game, we got to realize that we're at the point of the season right now. There's no secrets. Like your favorite move is gone. Your favorite play is gone. If you can't defend, they're gonna seek you out. They're gonna make you pay defensively. And there comes an element of toughness. I mean, our next game's in March, for God's sake, and we made mistakes tonight like it was November, and we've got to get that corrected. That's just the mind. Like I said, they got our minds tonight. Some of the turnovers, the passes we threw, just didn't make sense. And we were that way in the first half against Seton Hall the other night. We've got to get that corrected.
Coach, you mentioned that you don't think it's really a case of being tired, but you're going now through the second wave through these teams. How much do you think you've seen teams change their game plan for defending you, and how has that impacted your guys?
I think everybody's is making. They get the lead, and they started switching everything. And we, once again, we were turning the ball over. I think we had 12 in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. And the first possession we throw the ball out of bounds, and we just gotta get it. We have to play better. The bottom line is we have to play better. We have to play more consistent. We don't have to play perfect, but we got to play better. We got to play better for longer spurts. That's for down. We had the one scoring drought in the first half. I think we had 2 points in 7-8 minutes. I don't know what it was, but you can't in this league. You can't do that, man. You can't do it.
We've talked a bunch of times about shooting being contagious, and that's a common mantra. It felt like in the second half the turnovers became contagious. How's that something that you can reel the team back in, especially against the defense that doesn't really let you do that very much?
I wish I knew. I really do. But I've got to figure it out. That's on me. But we made like 2 straight turnovers, the exact same play. Tells me that we're not thinking the way we need to be thinking. And we got to get it figured out by Saturday morning.
Last one for me. And you said they're not thinking the way that they're supposed to be thinking. Do you feel like maybe they're overthinking or maybe pressing a little bit and just kind of trying to force the issue too much, which is kind of compounding the mistakes?
I got to find out because I don't know. I really don't. We got to get ourselves back to playing Butler basketball the way these guys have shown that they can play, and somehow, some way, we got to get that. We got 48 hours, 50 hours, whatever, till we play again, and we got to be a better team in Chicago. That's for sure.